Hola a todos y bienvenidos a las aventuras de Blackwood. Continuamos con Asesinato de Orient Express. Book, confírmame lo que ya sé.
You told Fauché he could go into Venice?
Marghera, actually. Not so far away. It was his only chance to see his sister. He's been working every trade for weeks. There is never time to see the new baby.
Enough, Book. Your heart does you credit, but your common sense,
I know. But it's fine. Isn't it? He did come back.
Oh, it's fine, as you say. Unless he saw the baby, then killed someone else and returned to the train.
But that's monstrous.
Murder is always monstrous, my friend. I've talked to everyone, but some elements of the testimonies do not seem to correspond. I need to recheck a few things.
La cuestión es... Hay cositas. A ver, coartadas. Entiendo que lo de las coartadas es que no den coartada.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
No. Esto puede funcionar. Y ninguno tiene coartada.
Any of the three staff members had the opportunity to kill Ratchet when Monsieur Michel wasn't watching the hallway. That was easy.
A ver, los cuchillos. Vale, me he equivocado de habitación. ¿Qué es eso? Eso es nuevo. Oh, vaya, una caja. Oh, vale. Vale, esto no se mueve porque está aquí. Esto se mueve porque está aquí. Así que se mueve este. Y este no se puede mover porque está el otro. Oh. Que quiero girar, no quiero...
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side.
A ver, quiero girar. ¿Por qué no giras? Pues estás seleccionando el del medio. No sé por qué seleccionar el del medio cuando estoy atado por culo. Mira, patatas, patatas. Este es un puzzle que peor se maneja del juego. Si este se pudiese echar para allá. Vale, a ver si ahora... Vale. Uno fuera.
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side.
Otro fuera. De no ser por...
That looks like a broken comma. It must be part of something else.
De no ser por el problema que da seleccionar el giro de cámara con la placa, eso sería mucho más fácil. Cuchillos.
Sushi knives, razor sharp. Sushi knives, razor sharp.
Este es más oscuro.
Colteria Venezia.
Oh.
Sushi knives, razor sharp.
Vale. Es largo y afilado. Y puntiagudo. Interesante. ¿Por qué me meto aquí? No quiero meterme aquí. Como tengo que volver luego a informar a Fogg, vamos a confrontarnos. Confrontamiento.
Remind me of what you did when the train stopped in Venice.
No problem. I helped Hotaru load all of the food crates aboard the train. Hotaru had everything he needed, but I realized they forgot half of my order. I spent over an hour on the phone with the supplier, without success. I had to change the dessert menu for tomorrow.
Objection.
Mademoiselle, I believe you're hiding the truth from me.
What makes you say that?
Michel saw Monsieur Maury carrying the crates of food alone. You weren't on the platform.
I did help Hotaru.
The entire time? He carried so many crates, his back was sore.
I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'm guilty. I did leave him before we were finished. But I had to. There was no saffron he needed for a recipe. I volunteered to go into Venice and get him some. The Rialto market would be open late because of the carnival. He gave me money. I knew we weren't supposed to leave the train, but I only wanted to help. Mr. Mori can confirm this. Ask him. I saved dinner.
On behalf of my palate, I thank you. How long were you gone?
I left at 9:10 p.m. and was back with the saffron around 11. That's when I called my supplier for the items I was missing.
Mucho tiempo.
Miss Nielsen had almost 2 hours to buy the saffron, find a costume, kill Monsieur Wadi, elude Detective Locke, and make it back to the train for that phone call. Yes, it's possible that was enough time. Thank you, Mademoiselle Nielsen. That is all for now.
Sorry again, Mr. Poirot. I hope you enjoy tonight's dessert.
Con extra laxante. No quiero... Ah, sí. Salgo de aquí. No voy hacia allá. Salgo del almacén. No voy al almacén. Bucle. Oye, señor Mori, confírmeme la cortada de su compañera y explícame lo del cuchillo. ¿Y el azafrán?
I'm sorry, Monsieur Mori, but haven't you forgotten something? You haven't told me about the knives hidden in your room.
Ha! Yes, indeed. I forgot to tell you about those. They are my personal knives. I only use these knives. There are none better. I bought them all in Japan. No one is allowed to touch them except me.
Bueno.
What evidence can help me prove he's lying?
El testimonio de la otra.
I'm afraid you are better at sushi than lying.
What? What do you mean?
La hoja veneciana.
One of the knives has an inscription Coltelleria Venezia. Did you happen to go shopping tonight, monsieur?
Damn you, Poirot. Very well. One of my sushi knives has been missing since the night of the murder. I thought you were going to believe I killed Ratchet. He routinely sent back my dishes to be ruined. Why does God give rich people the money to afford the best cuisine, but not the palate to appreciate it? I panicked. I know a very good store in Venice. I went to buy a knife to replace the one that had gone missing.
Cuchillo.
So I wouldn't be accused. I assure you that I had nothing to do with any murders.
I would have an easier time believing you, monsieur, if you put that knife down.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
What time did you leave on your little shopping trip?
I left around 9:30 p.m. I was back a little after 11:15 p.m.
Mucho tiempo.
To stab Monsieur Wadi and return. Very well, Monsieur Mori. That's all for now. If I have another question,
I'll be right here, cooking.
Seguimos en las sombras y encima peor. Una se encarga de los postres, otro se encarga de la comida y otro se encarga de bebidas. Si quisieran nos matarían a todos o nos drogarían y huirían. La única es esta.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
Pero bueno, nos hemos quitado un 25% sospechosos.
What have you been doing, Poirot? I am completely in the dark.
I will shine some light on the situation, my friend. I have 3 new suspects who could have killed Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi. Miss Nielsen, Monsieur Fauché, and Monsieur Mori. They all had periods of time during both murders to commit the deed, and their alibis are weak. A visit to family, and not 1, but 2 shopping trips.
But... all are my employees.
Alas, yes, my dear book. But we have no proof against any of them. None of the 3 appears to have any motive whatsoever.
But this is a tragedy.
Do not give up hope. We will catch this murderer. There is still one place that may hold the evidence we need.
Geneva.
Exact.
Do not give up hope? Well, that's easy for you to say. But what if it's Freya? What becomes of dessert? If it's Sotaru, who will cook? Me? And the
Espero que no.
worst, if it's Jean, who will serve the drinks?
I've been checking up on the Banque du Lac. I had to confirm my identity for Interpol, so they contacted my captain at the Berkshire Police.
I suspect he was not pleased.
That my vacation was actually an unofficial investigation? I'll say.
I would be happy to speak to him on your behalf.
Thank you, but he'll get over it. It's a chance to close the books on the Armstrong kidnapping. He stopped yelling, asked for a report, then granted me an extra week.
Excellent.
Perfecto.
What did you learn from Interpol about the Banque du Lac?
It's had a bad reputation for over a century. Customers have included the mafia, Nazis, corporate swindlers of every description, even
Genial.
heads of state.
It is true, this. It is the worst-kept secret in banking. They take advantage of the bank's strict policy of protecting the anonymity of its clients. This is in defiance of many laws from multiple countries, including Switzerland itself. Of course, I have never taken advantage of such a corrupt system.
That goes without saying, my friend.
There are ongoing investigations, subpoenas, court orders. The bank will eventually have to comply, or its assets may be seized. But until then, it still thrives, thanks to its wealthy and powerful clients.
It sounds perfect for the late Monsieur Ratchet. Do you have any ideas?
The serial numbers from some of the bills match those from the Armstrong kidnapping. We agreed in Venice that the bulk of the money must still be physically in the bank's vault.
I concur, Detective Locke. Exemplary work. So, our next task is clear. We need to get into Ratchet's safety deposit box.
There'll
Genial.
be codes, passwords.
And Monsieur Wadi would, of course, have known them all. The bag of money he carried is proof of that.
We'll need to find information about Ratchet's box in Wadi's office at the bank.
Most assuredly, but remember the secrecy involved. I doubt his office will contain all we need. Where else must we dig? My little gray cells did not let me down.
Si no está en el
Wadi
despacho.
couldn't keep all of his secrets at the bank. Hopefully we'll find something in his apartment. We already have his address thanks to his passport, and his keys we retrieved from his body.
The train stops in
¿Qué
Lausanne
robamos?
at 8 a.m. But that's far from Geneva. I can delay the departure until 11 a.m. No later. The police are expecting us in Paris by the end of the afternoon at the latest. They won't tolerate any delay.
The bank doesn't open until 9. I can see only one way that gives us a chance to be on time.
En barco, sí. Pero es interesante. No, recuperamos del cuerpo. No, robamos del cuerpo. Cogimos pruebas y se las ocultamos a la policía.
Let's take a taxi. I checked a map. It should take us less than an hour to get to Geneva from Lausanne, which leaves us just enough time to access that safety deposit box. We have no choice if we want to be back to the train by 11 a.m.
A ver. Se tarda menos de una hora de Lausana a Ginebra. Vale. Con lo cual se tarda menos de una hora en volver. Eso significa que el tiempo sobrante es el tiempo disponible que tienen para investigar, robar el banco y sacar las pruebas.
The best thing is to separate. One of us searches his apartment, the other searches his office. To access the safety deposit box, we need to find the key, the box number, and the passcode.
Suppose you find all this. How do you plan to get into the vault?
Obviamente, es decir, la orden de registro no llega a tiempo.
We are going to use the bank's anonymity policy to our advantage.
And the quickest way is for you to impersonate Ratchet.
I would rather impersonate Jack the Ripper, but in the interest of justice, I will do it.
We need to find the account number.
Along with everything else.
I will say I want access to the vault. They don't ask for papers or even names. The vault information is enough.
I'm not hearing any of this. I run a train company. I don't rob banks.
Perfect. Let's recap the plan.
A ver, técnicamente, robar bancos, asesinar, esconder cadáveres y esas cosas, no hace falta hacerlo físicamente, puede ser un ejercicio intelectual completamente sano. Entiendo que es esto. Taxi, separarse, registrar ambos sitios, encontrar la información, reunirse, suplantar y buscar. Perfecto.
That's the right answer.
Por supuesto.
To sum up, we're going by taxi to Geneva. Then we'll split up. You're going to search Mr. Wadi's apartment. I'll search the office at the bank. When we have all the information we need, you pretend to be Ratchet, and we can finally find out what Ratchet is keeping hidden in his safety deposit box.
It sounds impossible.
Not for Detective Joanna Locke and Hercule Poirot.
We should get some rest.
You are right, Detective. We face our greatest challenge tomorrow. Together.
Banco du Lac.
9 o'clock. Our driver did well. It took barely an hour to get here from Lausanne.
But we must conclude our business in 1 hour as well. Book can only hold the train until 11 o'clock.
1 hour to find the key of Ratchet's safety deposit box, the box number, and its passcode. A lot to ask.
Indeed, which is why we must split our forces. I will take the cab to Monsieur Wadi's address. You must search his office.
I have you on speed dial. And thank you, Mr. Poirot.
For what, mademoiselle?
For trusting me.
Impresionante. Bienvenidos a Gringotts. Muy bien, pues esto ha sido todo en las chorriaventuras de Bloodcoat en el asesinato en el Orient Express. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.